So there's a lot of talks about tariffs and the trade war between the U.S. and Canada, specifically surrounding the price of gas. But when will it all actually start hitting your wallet? By how much? Analysts are projecting that states in the Northeast, from Maine to New York, will be the first to see those higher prices at the pump. We're talking a jump of between 20 to 40 cents per gallon by the middle of this month. I want to now bring in Patrick Haan, GasBuddy's head of petroleum analysis. Patrick, welcome to the show. Thanks for hopping on.
Thanks for having me.
Let me talk about the Northeast in just a second, and just talk about the state of things across the board, because most people don't live there. I mean, across the board, how badly will these tariffs end up hurting us at the pump, you think?
Well, it certainly varies by region, depending on how much we rely and on what way we rely on Canada. And much of the northeastern United States, with the loss of a refinery in 2019, those northeastern states now rely on a refinery in Canada for gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, kerosene, and all the products that an oil refinery produces. Those products come from the refinery in New Brunswick down into the Northeast, and that's why the prices will be impacted relatively quickly, because things like gasoline are coming from that refinery on a near daily basis. The impact could be in the ballpark of 20 to 40 cents a gallon, as long as those tariffs remain in play here for the next week or two. If the tariffs disappear quickly, the impact may as well. It's not going to be just the Northeast, though. We get crude oil from Canada that flows down into the Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Rockies.
Which is where I am. When will we start feeling that, Patrick?
Probably not for a couple of weeks. I would say maybe 2 to 3 weeks, because it does take time for that oil to flow down there. Hopefully by then tariffs are gone. But even if they aren't, the impact would probably be somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to 20 cents a gallon.
10 to 20 cents a gallon. The other thing I wanted to ask you, we keep hearing the White House and this administration say, hang tight. This might hurt a little bit in the beginning, but this is all better for the long run. Is there truth in that when they say that, Patrick?
Well, when it comes to gasoline prices, surprisingly, we are already at about a 30-cent a gallon discount to what we were paying a year ago. Now, a lot of that is because of concern over the economy regarding these tariffs. Oil prices have actually fallen the last several days because of the economic duress that tariffs could bring on. So as goes the economy, as go gas prices. If the economy slows down, we'll see lower gas prices, because that's a function of Americans buying less, spending less, traveling less. Whereas if we see a stronger economy, we generally see higher prices because of more demand.
Yeah. And how much of this is due to just the tariffs versus the seasonal rise in gas prices that we generally see as the weather gets warmer, we near spring break, we near summer break? How much of it is tariffs versus what we typically see this time of year?
That's a great question. Most of what we'll see over the next 4 to 8 weeks will be seasonal. I would classify the tariffs as having a minor impact to enhance that seasonal rise. But as you point out, demand is starting to go up. We're already starting the transition from winter to summer gasoline, which is more expensive, and refineries are starting maintenance.
Well, this is something a lot of American families have their eye on, and I'd love to have you back on soon as we get closer to the middle of this month. Patrick Haan, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.